As Martin Scorsese once said, cinema is a matter of what's in the frame and what's out. In our previous episodes, we explored camera movements, angles, and shot composition. Today, we'll dive into how the frame rate of a film can dramatically change the way you perceive a scene. Frame rate is a term you've likely heard in filmmaking, gaming, and video production. But what exactly does it mean? And more importantly, how does it shape the way we experience movies? To understand frame rate, we need to start with a very brief history of motion pictures. The idea of moving images dates back to the 19th century, with early inventions like the zoetrope and the kinetoscope, which created the illusion of motion by rapidly displaying a series of still images. These early devices laid the groundwork for the modern film industry by proving that our brains could perceive a series of individual images as continuous motion. But what exactly is frame rate? Simply put, frame rate, or frames per second, is the number of individual images or frames that are displayed per second in a film or video. The higher the frame rate, the smoother the motion appears. Think of it as a flip book. The faster you flip the pages, the smoother the animation looks. In the early days of cinema, there was no standardized frame rate. In the silent film era, frame rates varied widely, often between 16 and 20 frames per second, giving those early movies their distinctive jerky motion. However, as sound was introduced in the late 1920s,
Oh, no, lo estoy esperando por 3 meses el telegrama este. What's it say?
Well, whatever it is, I have a feeling it isn't happy birthday.
filmmakers needed a more consistent standard to synchronize audio and video. That's when 24 frames per second became the benchmark for cinema. It provided the smoothest motion while conserving expensive film stock, striking a balance between quality and cost. Meanwhile, television developed its own standards, 30 frames per second in the US and 25 frames per second in Europe, to match the electrical systems of the regions. Television's higher frame rates created a crisper, more immediate look, perfect for news broadcasts and live events. Frame rate dramatically affects how a scene feels. 24 frames per second gives a natural, slightly blurred motion that we associate with film. It's perfect for drama and dialogue-heavy scenes, like in The Godfather.
Women and children can be careless, but not men.
It allows the audience to focus on the emotion and the story without distraction. But when we jump to 60 frames per second or higher, like in the intense slow-motion scenes from Zack Snyder's Justice League or the breathtaking car chases in Mad Max Fury Road, the effect changes completely. Higher frame rates, such as 120 frames per second, capture significantly more details per second, making the action ultra-clear and allowing for stunning slow-motion effects when the footage is played back at a lower frame rate, like 24 frames per second. This technique enhances every movement, providing the audience with a more immersive experience by highlighting elements that would otherwise be missed in real-time action. Every punch, every bullet, every movement is exaggerated and given a larger-than-life quality that pulls the audience deeper into the moment. However, this hyper-real clarity can sometimes feel unnatural, which is why you need to choose your frame rates carefully based on the emotional impact you want to achieve. Before we continue, please give this video a like if you haven't already, subscribe to Breadfruit Studios, and click the notification bell to stay updated on our future episodes. If you've done all that, comment "I love this episode." Thank you. Now, let's explore the relationship between frame rate and shutter speed through the 180-degree rule. Frame rate determines how many frames are captured per second, but another key factor that shapes the look of your footage is shutter speed. Shutter speed controls how long each frame is exposed to light, directly affecting the amount of motion blur. But here's the catch. To achieve natural-looking motion blur that audiences find pleasing, filmmakers often follow the 180-degree shutter rule. This rule suggests that your shutter speed should be set at roughly double your frame rate. For example, if you're shooting at 24 frames per second, your shutter speed should be around 1/48th of a second. This creates a balanced amount of motion blur, mimicking what the human eye naturally sees. So, if you change the frame rate, say increasing it to 60 frames per second for smoother motion, you also need to adjust the shutter speed accordingly to 1/120th of a second. If you don't, the footage might either appear too blurry or too sharp, creating a visual effect that feels unnatural to viewers. By following the 180-degree rule, filmmakers ensure that the motion looks realistic and engaging, whether they're capturing a heartfelt conversation or a high-speed action scene. But remember, rules are made to be broken, and sometimes breaking the 180-degree rule can create a unique visual style, like the choppy, frantic look of action sequences in films like Saving Private Ryan. Frame rates play a crucial role in the look and feel of your footage. But here's a common mistake: mixing different frame rates in a single project. This can create jarring transitions, inconsistencies in motion, and an overall disjointed viewing experience. For example, combining 24 frames per second shots with 60 frames per second shots can make certain scenes look smooth and cinematic, while others appear overly sharp and out of place. So, it's important to maintain a consistent frame rate throughout your project to ensure a unified look and feel. If you must mix frame rates, like using slow-motion shots at 120 frames per second in a project mostly shot at 24 frames per second, make sure it's intentional and fits the story you're telling. Carefully match the motion blur and visual style in post-production to avoid a visual disconnect. When choosing a frame rate, consider the nature of your project. For narrative films and dramas, 24 frames per second is the standard, as it provides that classic cinematic look.
You think you can roll in my town and take what belonged to me?
For fast-paced sports or reality TV, 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second works best, providing clearer motion and less blur. For content that will include a lot of slow-motion shots, such as music videos or action sequences, higher frame rates like 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, or more are ideal to capture every detail. But remember, different frame rates have different effects on your story. So think about the emotion, mood, and pace you want to convey when making your choice. Consistency is key, but creativity and intention are what make your project stand out. Frame rate isn't just a technical choice, it's a creative one. It defines the rhythm, mood, and realism of a scene. The right frame rate can make action sequences pop, dramatic scenes resonate, and fantasy worlds come to life. So, the next time you're watching a movie or shooting your own project, pay attention to the frame rate. It's more than just numbers. It's a tool that filmmakers use to make you feel something special. Now that you know all about frame rates, we want to hear from you. What's your favorite frame rate to work with? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Breadfruit Studios, and click the notification bell to stay updated on our future episodes. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Thank you.